Hello, everyone. So my name is Giah Sumalde. I am the founder and lead strategist for GS Branding and Marketing Solutions. I have 15 years of experience in marketing and branding, and I am actually excited to share with you all the tools that I've learned across the years, especially when it comes to small business and how we handle marketing. So with no further ado, I'm just going to start with my presentation. Can you see my presentation okay, Karen? Because for some reason I can only see my presentation and I can't see anyone.
Yes, I can see your presentation. We can go ahead.
Perfect. Awesome. So for today's agenda, what you'll learn and walk away with would be, a simple framework for matching AI tools to marketing jobs, a reusable prompt for formula for Claude, how to turn AI written copy into on-brand visuals in Canva, a short list of tools to fill gaps Canva and Claude don't cover. So I'm also going to add certain tools, AI tools that you could use if Canva and Claude is not enough, or if you need a little bit more, depending on what kind of business or industry you are, there are additional tools that can be used as well. And then one action you'll commit to before you leave. So the case for AI. So why this matters. Small business owners wear every hat. So marketing usually would be the last thing that everyone thinks of, just because obviously when you start your business, you want to be able to curate your service, what you're going to be offering, what products are you selling, and obviously making money. So sometimes we tend to forget about the marketing aspect of our business, which is actually very important, because this is how you could reach your target audience. And I just wanted to make sure too, as like in the world of AI tools won't replace your voice or judgment, but they can take over the repetitive parts. So it's basically going to help you be more productive and effective as well, in a way that you are reaching your target audience properly, and you know where you're showing up and how you're showing up. So that's why I made sure that AI is an assistant, not replacement for your voice. The AI marketing toolkit. So for me, it is really important that you start with research. So your market and your competitor insight, then you write the copy, the campaigns, and then the content, as well as the design afterwards. And to make sure that we are actually effective in what we're doing, we are also going to, I always suggest that it's important that you distribute and track your analytics as well. So for writing, I recommend using Claude. What it's best at is product and service description. So it helps actually curate your services in a way that it's easy to understand, especially for your target audience. It is important that the wording that you're using is targeted specifically to who you want to purchase your product or your services. In addition to that, obviously, like email campaigns and newsletters, this again varies on what kind of business you have. Add copy variations, write many versions fast, then compare. You know what's best, you know who your target audience are, so you know what works best and what would people respond to. And then content calendars and campaign plans. This is also important, and that way you are able to plan ahead of time, and you can create your content ahead of time as well. And this is basically on the productive side of things. So plain language explanations of your services for customers. I always wanted to mention to business owners that there are some certain words that we use internally in different businesses, but our audience might not understand. So those are like the jargons, right? So we want to be able to make it simple for them to understand. So core workflow, it will generate several copy versions, then compare and pick the strongest. So don't settle for the first draft. Pick which one that you think would best resonate to your target audience. And then the formula, a reusable prompt formula. So I will be able to help you kind of like have an example of what kind of prompts you're using. Because again, at the end of the day, you know your business more than anybody else. So the role, the goal, the audience, the format, the details, and then the tone. So for example, you're a marketing copywriter for a small, depending on what industry, I could say hospitality, business. Our audience is, let's say, specifically for selling breads, for example. So write 5 versions of a product launch announcement for our fall special. Keep it under 3 sentences each friendly and confident tone, and with a clear call to action, because we actually want something in return, and we want people to actually reach out to us. So it's important to always have call to action at the end of your prompt. So for design wise, does anyone have any questions so far, or you good for me to keep going? Sorry, I can't see anything, Karen, so you have to let me know.
Okay, I will let you know.
Okay, perfect. So I'll just keep going. So on the design part, I really wanted to make sure that for small businesses, I know AI is a reliable tool, but sometimes now most people can look at AI and call it as AI. And I want to make sure that there are actually options that you can use, not just like saying all the prompts on Chat GPT and for it to actually put together a poster, which is nice for some businesses. But if you want to build credibility, I would highly suggest to put an effort into actually designing your own brand and make it consistent. As Canva can only, Chat GPT can only repeat the same thing, and it won't always be the same. And I find that there are a lot of clients that you might lose, because sometimes when AI gets called that it's AI, people can think it might be a fake service or business. So I wanted to, kind of help you guys with the Canva. And just so you know, Canva do have some templates that you can initially pick and choose and create a layout with your proper color palette, your font, all your how you would communicate, and where you're going to put your logo. And again, those things you can be duplicated and just change some certain images. It won't take so much time. So these are like, Canva do have some Magic Studio, although this is paid. You don't have to completely do this, but it is also an option for different businesses to invest in this one. So they have a Magic Design, which is AI. So turn a prompt into a finished layout. It's basically you saying, this is what I want to do. I want to create a carousel for 5 slides, and this is what I wanted to say. And then there is the Magic Write, so short copies, captions, headlines, and taglines, the Magic Media, AI images when you don't have product photos. So these are also available for you. I know sometimes it's tough for us to go out there and take all the content for photos, videos, and stuff like that. And AI can actually help you with that. But again, these are all prompts depending on what products or services you offer. And then there's the Magic Eraser edit, so quick photo cleanup. It's just also important that when we look at an image, we look around the background as well and make sure that it's clean and there's no clutter as well. So brand kit, which is really important, and it doesn't have to be through Magic Studio. So when you create your brand, you will have your own color palette, your logo, your font that you're using. There should be 2 fonts that are option, your headline and your body that you would use. And then I would suggest a 3 color palette. So your main colors, your secondary, and then your additional kind of just little text that you would add different pop of colors.
Yep, there's a question here.
Okay.
Okay. So why is Claude better for this than other AI systems?
So I find it specifically, so we're actually going to dive deep into it after. So I will answer that after, actually, Karen, just because we do have other options afterwards. And then I can explain why I find I am only comparing Claude to Chat GPT. Okay. I'll get back to that question after. So from copy to visuals, so the workflow. So draft, design, refine, and export. So write the offer or copy in Claude, and then you paste it into Canva Magic Design or Brand Kit template, and then you refine it, adjust with Magic Write for shorter caption version, and then export for social, email, or print. So this is how I would usually suggest business owners would curate their advertisement or promotion material. So here it is. So round out the stack. So beyond Canva and Claude, there are also other tools that you can use. So Perplexity is good for research. So I would suggest Perplexity basically if you need to research your market and competitor, because it does have access to every business that has access to Google or Bing or Yahoo or any search engine at all. So the next one would be Buffer, which is like kind of it used to be Hootsuite, and Hootsuite is not the thing anymore, I guess. So Buffer is basically batching, scheduling and batching social posts. So if you need time to, curate all your content in a calendar in a monthly basis, and this will only, you don't have to worry about anything, because once you schedule it, it's just going to post for you. And then there's the Mailchimp. So Mailchimp is like the nurture. So AI assisted subject lines and automated follow-up sequences. So this is something that obviously a follow-up to, depending on what business you have or what services you offer, I would suggest to use Mailchimp, just kind of like a reminder of like if there's any promotional items that you're doing, if there's any discounts or any sales that you're having, I would also use Mailchimp. And then there is the CapCut and Canva video for videos. So it's just quick short form video, product or service videos without an editor. So it's kind of like uploading that video, and it does have like different options of like filters, of captions, or any transcribing anything at all. So that would be something that you can use as well. So I kind of like help put this together for you guys to kind of try it for, if you guys are going to attend for the next workshop, it will be a good practice to do this. So for Monday, if you can do research one competitor or trend in Perplexity. So sometimes how I would do it, the prompt would be, for my specific industry, I would probably say, what are the mining experts are talking right now on LinkedIn? And then you could say, give me 3 options, and it does actually give you the source of where it's coming from. So it's kind of the same thing as you use, again, depending on what kind of business or industry you are. So, and then on Tuesday, draft 3 to 5 pieces of copy in Claude using the prompt formula, which I already have. I think you'll have access to my presentation. Karen, you're more than welcome to share this as well. And that way they can look in the prompt, and that would help them with the formula. And then on Wednesday, turn 2 to 3 into visuals in Canva using Brand Kit. So maybe that's something that you guys can, play around with. Obviously, like using your Brand Kit, again, I have to mention it because it's really important to be consistent. And that way, once you love your design, you can actually just copy or duplicate it and just change the image, change the wording. Your logo is not going to change. Your email address or your website is not going to change. So it's such a simple way of using it. And then on Thursday, schedule week's posts or emails in Buffer or Mailchimp. I always say that this is depend on what kind of business you are again, because sometimes it's like your target audience must be mainly just on LinkedIn, right? On LinkedIn, you are actually able to schedule your post if you don't want to invest in Buffer or Mailchimp. And then on Facebook and Instagram, unfortunately, you can schedule on Facebook using the Meta. However, you cannot schedule a post on Instagram. And I know sometimes it's easier because on Instagram, when you post it, it automatically goes to your Facebook, but not the other way around. And then on Friday, check what performed and note it for next week. So when you post something within the week and see what works best, we can also curate it and say like, hey, this one actually works well because I did a little video, and this one I kind of have put a little bit more of text instead of just two sentence. It's just something that we have to work around. It's always going to be an A/B testing. It's not always going to be perfect right at first. So here again, the example, a small bakery launches a seasonal product. So the prompt is, you're a marketing copywriter for a small bakery. Our audience is neighborhood regulars who love seasonal treats. Write 5 versions of a launch announcement for our new pumpkin spice sourdough loaf under 3 sentences each, friendly and confident tone, and with a clear call to action. Where it went next. So it's like on the Instagram story, sample output line. So fall just got tastier. Our pumpkin spice sourdough is back for a limited run. Grab a loaf before it's gone. Stop in today. So that would be your call to action. So that's how simple it is. And again, if you ask for more version, it could actually give you. I just picked this one just because I wanted it to be, this is what it is. This is the product, and I want you to come in and grab it today. It's a sense of urgency. So where it went next. So on your Instagram, paste it into Canva kit, template, magic right trim the caption to fit, email subject line. If you're gonna use, again, this is a good business to use Mailchimp, it's back. Pumpkin spice sourdough. It's gonna be an additional promotion that way. So guardrails and tips. So again, AI can speed up drafts, generate options, handle repetitive design work. AI should not set your pricing, promise things you can't deliver, replace your judgment on what feels right for your customer. Always fact check anything AI writes about pricing, promotions, or claims before publishing. So that's really important because AI, again, it's only going to produce the things that you are prompting. And sometimes they, even with dates, if you use dates, they don't know if it's Thursday or Friday. They just put whatever. So it's important that you always fact check before you post something. So before you leave, one prompt you'll use this week, and then one time block. So if you can spend 20 minutes every Monday, you should commit to it. And that way, again, it's not, if you commit to it, it's going to be easy afterwards. And you can just start promoting on your own products or services. So I also added a quick reference cheat sheet here. So this is what I mentioned earlier. So Claude is for long form writing, copy variation, content calendars. So Canva is for turning copy on brand visuals. So Perplexity is fast market and competitor research. So you can actually compare why we're using Canva over Perplexity or over ChatGPT. ChatGPT is really good. I don't have any issues with it, but it depends because I know it's free, and there's also Gemini that you can use. You can also use those things. This is just what I thought that would help a little bit more, because I feel like Claude have been actually work longer and actually proven results for me and the businesses that I supported as well. And then Buffer, there's also the scheduling, batching, social posts. This is optional as well because Buffer is not free, Again, like you can schedule on LinkedIn, but if you need to do it on Instagram or Facebook, Facebook doesn't actually, when you post it, it doesn't go directly to Instagram. But if you post it Instagram, it's posted right away on Facebook. It's just more of like making sure that you set your calendar that you're posting at this day and at this time. And then Mailchimp, AI assisted email subject lines and follow up sequences. So I would recommend this for, again, if you have any special promotions or any sales at all, I would suggest using this. And then CapCut. Oh, I'm sorry. So CapCut is basically quick for editing or using videos as well. So this is also another option for you rather than actually using those more complex video editing tools. CapCut can also do that for you. So that's the end of it. So thank you guys so much. If you guys have any questions, I'm gonna stop sharing just so I can see you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Giah. And I think we still have 6 more minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect for Q&A.
Yes.
I'm gonna go through the chat, I guess, because I know I did.
Yeah, there was one question. Why is Claude better for this than AI system, than other AI systems?
Yeah. Is there any? I answered some of it, but I'm not sure. I've explained actually a little bit more. But if there's any more clarification that you might need, Charles, just let me know. But I find Claude a little bit more better as I find the prompt and then the result that it's been giving are more accurate than Chat GPT. And honestly, everyone's using Chat GPT. Maybe that's why it's like all the prompts that the result that Chat GPT is using is actually a bit more, better on Claude. Is Instagram a preferred choice for media compared to things like X? It depends, honestly, on your target audience. I will always tell my clients it depends on what kind of business that you are. I would suggest on depending, if you're more of corporate, if your target audience are like that, LinkedIn is your best bet. So if it's community forward, it would be Facebook or LinkedIn, right? And I haven't honestly used X in a long time because I never really have any results on promoting on X based on my previous experience. To see what Chamara is saying. Using it, do you recommend they all start using this on their phone, or is it better to use tools on a laptop or desktop computer? I think for a start, I would actually, that's a really good question, Chami. I think laptop or computer would be ideal just on the view purposes. When you familiarize how you use this tool, you can also do it on your phone. And honestly, I have it on my phone. It's kind of like really effective and productive as well. If you need, an answer quickly and you don't have access to your laptop, I don't see any issue of like using it on your phone. It's good to have on both. But if you're just learning to use the tools, I would suggest to use your laptop or desktop computer.
So, Giah, Chami is asking what is the best way to get hold of you for anyone who's on the call?
When I send you the presentation later, Karen, my information is also in that presentation. So my email address and my website. You can, if you'd like to book a meeting, for example, it's also there on my website. There is a booking link, and if there's any questions as well, you can send me an email. I am on LinkedIn as well, so you're more than welcome to connect with me. I'm happy to help.
Okay. And Charles is asking, do you need a LinkedIn Pro account to do advertising there?
Yes. But honestly, Charles, for advertising purposes that requires more high level, yes, you do. But for me, you can actually just start posting your promotional items or your services on LinkedIn. You don't need to have a pro. I think sometimes you could just like register your, like, just have a business account instead of your personal that is linked to it, and then you can start promoting there as well.
I think that's it. Thank you, Giah, for the presentation. And just want to let you know that to ask you to join us next Tuesday, August 18, same time. And we'll have part 2 presented by Giah, social media marketing with AI. And thank you all for being here with us. And we'll be sharing the replay and a short replay and a survey. If you can fill out the survey, that will help us know what kind of topic you want us to present. And also, I will share Giah's slides with you. Okay, if you have follow-up questions, you can send them to me, or you can reach out to Giah directly on LinkedIn or on Instagram, and I will share email as well if she's okay with that. Okay, thank you again, and I wish you a good afternoon. Thank you. Bye.